Hey, Josh Cruz here. I decided to get back to one of the original reasons I started making videos again. Basically talking about, in my case, schizophrenia. Now, what I'm talking about today is basically more about my dad. Long story short, for a long time there, and he probably hasn't changed much on it as far as how he feels, but he blamed himself for me having schizophrenia. I don't know if he thinks he caused it, but he blames himself one way or the other. Partially because of genetics, partially because of issues he's had and how me and my sisters grew up. So, for those who do not know, stuff like mental illness is as much your genetics as it is your environment. And I can't make him not feel that way. I can tell him the literature on it as far as saying how much truly is his fault. I can explain to him the sense and ethics and everything about blaming yourself for your genetics that you passed on. Because unless you're the most dysfunctional on a genetic level person on the face of the planet, and you know this, and you know that having a kid, it is almost guaranteed they're going to have significant problems of a deliberating kind. Sorry, tongue-tied. There's really no way for any one person to say, I'm going to cause my kid's problem because of my genetics. Or to go, I caused my kid's problems because of my genetics. With the way DNA tests are nowadays, you can take the raw data and easily put them into a service like Prometheus, which is a service that basically lets you put in the raw genetic data from a company like 23andMe and find out basically, as far as what they've discovered, certain parts of your DNA mean. Certain parts of your DNA might say you're more likely to develop cancer, or lung cancer specifically, or schizophrenia, or bipolar, or anything like that, from a physical to mental nature. Now, you can do that and find out, but even if you find out that you passed on genes, you can't blame yourself for passing on bad genes. You can try and blame yourself, I would say. And I'm not saying that people don't. My dad clearly does. But you shouldn't. That's probably what I should say, is that you shouldn't blame yourself. Short of knowing that you're going to pass on some of the worst genes on the planet. And really, there are very few people who can say, I'm so bad at a genetic level, it is guaranteed. There's not, I think, anyone who can say that. I mean, you can't possibly predict what's going to happen. And in my experience, my dad has had some guilt about this, because of the way I was raised and because of the genes. All I can tell you is people who have problems like this, for those who have them, try and keep in mind family might be suffering along with you in ways you don't expect. For people who know someone with a problem, don't think it's so cut and dry as to say, I know what they're suffering through, even if you don't experience it, to say you know the totality of what they suffer, like symptoms. There may be more than you think going on. Not many people would say he has schizophrenia, but there's also some distress being caused by his father's guilt over him having it, because he believes he caused it. Not many people would dare think that. And for people who have family, or children specifically, I guess, who have a problem like schizophrenia, you can't blame yourself. There's no way of knowing what was going to happen. Even then, you could pass on all the genes to cause something like schizophrenia, and them never have it. So there's no telling what actually caused it. To blame yourself is just causing more pain. And that's probably where I'll leave off for now. But I decided to make this video because it's not always the people who have an issue like schizophrenia that are suffering. And you can't always make people like my dad feel better. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. So to those with a problem, remember the other people in your life. And to those without a problem, remember that guilt can hurt more than just you. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. I didn't provide any useful facts or really anything of that nature, but I can tell you personally, it does bother me quite a bit that my dad blames himself. Because as far as I'm concerned, I may have picked up some bad traits from him, personality-wise and everything else. But a lot of the good that makes me who I am came from him. And so I wouldn't even dare begin to blame him for anything with my schizophrenia. Even if I can be told for certain my genes came from him, that made it more likely to have it, I would say I inherited them from him. But I wouldn't blame him. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, click the like button and subscribe if you want to see more. Obviously not all my videos will be mental illness related, but hopefully that will not make me too repetitive. Thanks for watching.